Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Siren Frost, and this week we're doing deck profile weekly. Well, okay, I'll admit that sounds kind of more cheesier and more cooler in my head. Sorry, but anyways, we are doing a deck profile update of Lianorn, but this time we actually got all the material we need to create the full deck of set 6. So last time you guys saw this deck was like in the trial deck version, or so and so. But now I got the triple R, which is probably a lot better upgrade than the other one is, but just me per se. And this is in the star power stage phase right now, and we are trying a new order card along with it. So this deck's actually been inspired by the newest member of Team Blackout, Urara Haneyama, and as the story goes, she's a 13-year-old high school student who entered the deluxe tournament in Japan, and also became the newest member of Team Blackout from Yu Yu Kondo, the current leader of Team Blackout. So, you know, this deck alone I've been playing it for quite a while, and its main mechanic is the more grade 1s it boosts for Lianorn, the better chances it gets for triple drive or just set off other different effects from like the dragons, but I'll get to those in a minute. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this video, starting with the right deck. So of course we have Announcing Wind of Spring Corphie, and yes, these are all double R versions, the holo versions of themselves, which is good. Now I will say this: getting a holo version of the cards will be a bitch, because even for Youthberg, it's expensive as shit, so it's going to take a little bit of slow processing, and I'm still trying to get some things paid off pretty much. So anyway, we got Corphie, we got one copy of Gracia, we got Rektina, and then we have the newest one, we have Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn as the new ride line. Grade 3. Now, for her, I can actually read her effect right here, because I do have a copy. So she does have the same effects pretty much as the trial deck version, but this one's different. So, an active skill with one turn only, you can counterblast 1, draw a card, and choose a card from your hand and call it to a rear guard, or discard it. That sounds like Zero Dragon of Death Guard and Zoa's skill. Except without the Quintet power drive. And then the Vanguard skill is the same as the trial deck one. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand. And boost this unit with all of your back row stand units with boost. If you boosted units with 3 more units, this unit gets +1 drive. At the end of the battle, At the end of the battle, choose 2 of your back row rear guards and stand them. So pretty much that's the same mechanic, but the only difference is between the trial deck Lianorn and this Lianorn is that this Lianorn is a lot more better version than the other one was, due to the fact it can let you draw a card and discard draw a card, or counterblast 1, draw a card, and discard a card. So yeah, or call a card. Sorry, call a unit to the rear guard. Sorry, my brain has just been waking up, so I just have to do it in this video as much as I can. But yeah, this is the confirmed ride line, newest confirmed ride line. And actually, to be honest, I do like the artwork a lot more better on this one. And as conveniently, Team Blackout. It just says, I thought it looked cute. Excuse me. For the main deck itself, I'm still running the same trigger lineup. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. I might do it, may not. Just see what I feel. But right now, for heals, I'm playing 4 Flowery tones, because this deck is still technically a marching band deck. So, you know, it reminds me of Mew Nectar, but mine is the Musketeer Maidens kind of thing, and just goes straight to the marching band. Next, we have 8 crits. We're playing 4 Pomeras, which is so cute. 4 copies of Inspiring Maiden Alana. 3 copies of Frenzied Heiress, just because I like the 20k shield value that this card has. Great choice. I also have Source Dragon, Deity of Blessings, Blessfavor. Now, for this here, I've been meaning to get the new heal triggers that are the world exclusive ones that you get in the boxes sometimes. I just need to get 2 more of those ones for my Stoicheia one, and then I need to get 4 more for Dark State, which I didn't know at the time was going to be expensive as fuck. Sadly, yeah. Because I want Lukier to actually have a nice little heal trigger before then. Before I turn the deck completely into Pale Moon. Now, for the grade 1s, we are playing a shit ton of grade 1s. Minimum the grade 2s, the minimum the grade 3s, but this is importante. So we are playing 4 copies of Ensemble Smiles Amalie. Now, I'm conflicted with this card a little bit. I think I might drop it back down to 3, but her skill is, when this unit boosts, if you have other grade 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets 2,000 power until the end of that battle. Okay, good. And if it boosted a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 and draw a card. So, so the first effect is not a problem, which is great. That'll give her a 10k value by itself. However, the other ability is, if it does boost like Lianorn, then it requires a Counterblast, which is not a problem. But a Soul Blast, that's a tricky statement right there. Because you have to conserve your soul as much as you can. So, maybe playing 3 of her is okay, but I chose to place 4 of her. Just in case, because you might get more soul than you think. So that's just, I guess, my opinion right there. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Marching Debut Purete. I love Purete's skill only because it only requires you if you have 3 or more grade 1s rear guards, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So she's an automatically 13k beat stick and a 13k defender or booster by herself, so that's not a problem. So either way, she's an attacker and a defender. Not defender. A booster. Sorry. My brain just kind of froze on me a wee bit. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Performing Petal Diantha. Diantha? I think so, yeah. This card at one time was a very expensive one. I don't know why, it's ridiculous. But this one is a good one, obviously. When this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, which is obviously Lianorn, Counterblast 1, choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop zone and call to rear guard. And I have one other grade 3 in mind for that, so good. And then during your turn, if you have 2 or more grade 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets 5,000 power and to the end of turn. So, again, another 13k attacker and another 13k booster. So, more power to the deck, like, sure. Sure, kind of thing. Oh, excuse me, guys. I guess the cold's running around more often. It's going crazy. Now, here's where it gets crazy for my first time. I'm actually playing 3 complete guards of the new dragon because I've always seen people try to play this one order card. Elementaria Sanctitude. So, this card right here. The promo you get for your trial decks, and I got a crap ton of this already. So, I blessed this deck with its first one right here. Basically, what it does is a Sentinel. You can only have up to 4 Sentinels, which you can. But this other skill is, you can only have 1 Elementaria Sanctitude in the deck. So, this means, if you get this in the damage zone, you're screwed. If you draw this card, you don't... It's a good card. No wrong about that. It's actually a Blitz order, so... I thought it was actually a normal one, so my bad. Now, its full skill is, if your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, which Lianorn, the grade 4s like Sarah Purelight or anything like that, bravo. This ability can be played without paying the cost. Play with this cost, discard a card from your hand. If your Vanguard is a grade 3 or less, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle, remove this card. So, it's another complete guard right there. But in exchange, it plays for free if your opponent has a treble drive. If it doesn't, then it still counts as a complete guard. So discard a card from your hand and nullify the attack. However, at the end of that, it just gets removed from the field. So, depending on how much you want to go with that one. And yes, I'm using the blackout sleeves. So, that's how I know which decks I know, depending on the theme and depending on what I like. Now, unfortunately, Skyfall and Lustra, I think their sleeves are game made right now, but I hope they soon because I want some more of that. I want some more. Alright, for grade 2, we are still playing 4 Flutter Dragons. I won't say Fluttershy for some reason. When you're boosted at Vanguard, this unit gets 2,000 power in the end turn. So, you have 2 of those bad boys, and you have Lianorn on the field. It technically will count as 12k beat sticks. And of course, we're still using the 4 Upbeat Dragons. Just for the shield value, as long as you have, when this unit intercepts, if your back row has 2 or more grade 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets 10,000 power in that battle. So, still playing those. Like I said, you don't need to make grade 2s in this deck. Grade 1s is where it's at right now because of Lianorn's skill. But it wouldn't hurt to have only these 2 in the deck because it's just, I thought it was a lot better. I thought it was more appropriate, so to speak. Finally, for grade 3s, we are still playing 3 copies of Lianorn for the personal reliability and more cards in the soul, obviously. And we also have for the Trollic version, Clapping Dragon. I figured this one is the best option for this reason alone. When this unit is placed on the front row rear guard from hand, if your back row has 3 or more units, counterblast 1, draw a card, and if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 10,000 power into the end of the turn. So, when I tell you guys this deck can do a lot of boosting and a lot of power, it's not kidding. It just actually does power up big time. Alright, so anyways, you guys, that is the conclusion. That is the deck profile update of Lianorn. The Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn finally got her full power back on and her groove. And this deck actually is something I can actually appreciate because I do love music a lot. And I was a dancer in school. Not a marching band, but the music itself is what the melody is about in your heart. So, anyways, you guys, that is the conclusion deck profile update video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video to the best of your abilities. And I did try my very best to slow down a little bit without less talking. So, if you guys still happen to have questions or comments down below, leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. And in the meantime, I've been your faithful host, Siren Frost. Please subscribe, thumbs up for this video, rate, and comment. You guys know the drill, and I'm not going to say any more about it. So, have a good day, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.